when you really put it together, me and Tank were different because I kept my hands up most of the time, and I worked from a lower position. But we both, like as I was saying earlier, we both pretty much catapult ourselves in the air when we're punching. That's where we receive most of our power. What makes him different than most fighters that I once did, is when he punches, he catapults himself in the air. And normally in the air, you're out of position, you have no leverage. But for some reason, myself and Mr. Davis, our best point is when we're leaping in the air, like being catapulted to punch up, because he's not much of a guy that punches down, as we saw with Pitbull Cruz. So what's his name? Pitbull Cruz gave him his hardest fight, but he was a very aggressive guy, not like Ryan.
That was Mike Tyson on ESPN giving his reaction to people comparing his style to Gervonta Tank Davis, calling Gervonta the baby Mike Tyson. Tyson said what we all know. The main similarity between him and Gervonta is the punching power, how they both are able to turn and twerk with their punches in order to generate devastating power. And the unique thing about Gervonta and Mike Tyson is that they are able to generate devastating power from any angle. That's why it was shocking to see Ryan Garcia try to walk Gervonta down, as if Gervonta doesn't have devastating power or the fact that he's a counterpuncher. Ryan in the second round, he tried to walk through Gervonta. Perhaps Ryan tried to fulfill his prediction that he made on Mike Tyson podcast. However, like I always say, in the sport of boxing, the quickest way to get knocked out is to look for the knockout. Better yet, try to force a knockout when it's not there yet. See, some of the best knockout artists in the sport of boxing, the fighters with the killer instinct, like Gervonta and Crawford, they let the knockout come to them. However, Ryan, I don't even know what he was thinking to go after Gervonta the way he did. I even had my reporter Skip ask Gervonta, will it surprise you if Ryan comes after you? And Tank said, heck no. That's one thing he won't do. Shockingly though, Ryan did, and he had to learn the hard way that you don't chase the puncher around. Better yet, you do not go for the knockout. You don't try to force a knockout. Ryan nearly paid the ultimate price because he almost got knocked out in the second round. Nevertheless, credit to Gervonta. He beat Ryan Garcia at his own game, from fighting mid-range, long-range, and counterpunching. However, Ryan envisioned knocking out Gervonta. Tank flipped the script and did it to him. Ryan said he was going to knock out Gervonta with a left hook to the head and a left hook to the body. Well, guess what? Gervonta ended up knocking out Ryan by knocking him down first with the left hook to the head, then knocking him out later with a left hook to the body. I always say, a sign of a great champion, a sign of a legendary great fighter, is someone that could beat their opponents at their own game, which is exactly what Gervonta displayed against Ryan Garcia, showing that he is a great fighter. You see, in the second round, I told you guys, Ryan made the same mistake Leo Santa Cruz made against Gervonta when he threw 3 straight right hands back to back to back, which ultimately led to him getting knocked out. I told you guys, Tank forced Leo to make that mistake because he was desperate, trying to get Tank off of him since Tank was applying a lot of pressure. However, against Ryan, it was the complete opposite. It was Ryan who was applying a lot of pressure, and Tank still found a way to make Ryan do exactly what he wanted him to do. Just like Leo Santa Cruz, which is throw 3 left hooks back to back to back until Tank got the timing and everything. The way Tank did that was with his lead right hand, by extending it, controlling the range, freezing Ryan's lead hand and controlling him. In return, Ryan was trying to counter what Gervonta was doing with the left hook. Little did he know, Gervonta was baiting him the whole time to throw the left hook. Tank noticed every time Ryan started off his combo, he always initiated it with the left hook. And on the third try, that's when Tank put him down by countering Ryan's best weapon, handicapping him of his best weapon, and using it against him to knock him down, which that was brilliant by Gervonta. He forced Ryan to make the mistakes. Ryan didn't just make the mistakes. Tank forced Ryan to make the mistakes. That's why I said he was always 10 steps ahead. He was controlling Ryan, making Ryan do whatever he wanted him to do. That's why Ryan's downfall was none of the excuses he was making. His downfall was his IQ and skill. Gervonta is just happened to be on another level. Ryan said Tank is not that smart of a fighter. That's why he's going to beat him. Well, it turned out to be the other way around. Unlike Ryan Garcia, Gervonta does not depend on one weapon. Unlike Ryan Garcia, Gervonta is not one-dimensional. He's multi-dimensional. He's a versatile fighter. Better yet, his IQ and skill are his best attributes, not his power and speed. Last but not least, a lot of people made a big deal about Gervonta stating that he has more skill than Mike Tyson. Perhaps these people will like Gervonta more if he said, "I can't fight," or something crazy like that. I mean, there is nothing wrong with what Gervonta said. He's supposed to feel like that anyway. As an undefeated fighter, he should feel like he's better. If not, he's in the wrong sport. Therefore, there is nothing wrong with what Gervonta said. However, I must admit, some people did make some great points in the comment section, such as when Gervonta compared himself to Canelo, he was hesitant to say that he was better than Canelo or more skilled than Canelo Alvarez, but he was so quick to say that he was more skilled than Mike Tyson. And we all know Canelo Alvarez is not even the quarter of the fighter Mike Tyson is. And when Tank compared himself to Canelo, he said he was the Canelo of his division, even after Canelo lost every single round to Bivol. Shockingly, Tank was still hesitant to say firmly he had more skill than Canelo. Gervonta will say, "I have just as much skill as Canelo, if not better." Notice the if not better. But there was no if when it came to Mike Tyson. Mind you, that's what Gervonta said after Canelo lost to Bivol. So clearly, Tank was way more forward with Tyson than Canelo Alvarez, even though Canelo Alvarez doesn't compare to Mike Tyson. We talking about a fighter in Tyson who is ultimately the greatest offensive fighter of all time. In boxing, there's a bull and a matador. Well, when it came to the bull style, being aggressive, offensive, and defensive all at the same time, Tyson was the greatest at that period. However, his downfall was the man in the mirror, the lack of dedication and discipline. Other than that, if Tyson had that, nobody would have beaten Mike Tyson. Even then, Gervonta does have more dimensions in his game. When Tank said he has more skill, he's telling the truth. Tank could fight all three different ways. He can box, he could counter, he could fight mid-range, and he could be aggressive, fight in the pocket. Whatever it takes, Tank could do it. I mean, obviously, Gervonta is not a better aggressive fighter than Tyson. Of course, Tyson had him beat in that dimension. Like I said, nobody is a greater bull than Mike Tyson. However, Mike Tyson, he only could do one thing, which is come forward and be the bull. While Gervonta could be the bull and the matador. He could do it both. That's why he said he's more skilled. But again, when it comes to being the bull, nobody is a better aggressive, offensive, while being defensively responsible fighter than Mike Tyson. Tyson was greater in that one dimension than nearly any fighter with multiple dimensions, even if they were completed fighters. That's how good Mike Tyson was. Nevertheless, I think what triggered Gervonta to say he was more skilled than Tyson was due to the way Tyson responded to the question of comparing himself to Gervonta and if he sees himself in Tank. And all Tyson said in response was, nope. The only similarity is that we both got in trouble. I even was surprised at Tyson for saying that, because I was expecting Tyson to say, yeah, our punching power, or the dog in him. I mean, from all of the things Tyson could have said, he chose to say something that made Gervonta look bad. And I think that rubbed Gervonta the wrong way. In addition to that, Tyson even said, I wouldn't be mad if Ryan beat Gervonta. I spoke to him and I like him, so I wouldn't be surprised if he wins. Plus, if you factor in the fact that Ryan has already been on Mike Tyson podcast twice, not once, but twice, while Gervonta, on the other hand, he hasn't been on Hot Boxing with Mike, not even once. Tank hasn't been invited. I don't know the reason behind that, but I think little things like that be rubbing Gervonta the wrong way, since he really looks up to Mike Tyson. That's his idol, which, if I'm being honest, Gervonta being on the Hot Boxing with Mike, that has been long overdue, especially after Gervonta knocked out Ryan. With that being stated, drop your thoughts in the comment section below, subscribe below, and click on the notification bell to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, Akhi TV. Peace. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.